We have added polynomials together, where you add them if they have the same exponents. We have multiplied a monomial times a polynomial. We have multiplied two binomials together by using FOIL. But today we're going to learn what happens when you have special binomials. So you don't have to use FOIL on these, which is the lovely, lovely, lovely part. We have a trick that we do.
How about that?
It's crazy. Now, you can use...
Miss Asbury, could we have Guadalupe Marino to the main office?
Yes, ma'am. Goodbye, Guadalupe. Yes.
I didn't say check out. So I'm not sure. Probably driving.
You're probably driving.
I just bring
The
myself.
door,
Yeah.
the door. Is anybody?
Maybe just go open the door because they're all just sitting there nearest the door not doing anything.
Yeah, I want to race to it, man. Like, it don't make no sense, dog.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay, let's do special products. Because we're over here stressed. And we need to de-stress. Will you just leave the door cracked? Thank you. Okay. So I can simplify special products, which is special binomials. So when you have a binomial that is just two numbers added together and it's squared, there are special rules that we follow. So please open your foldable. What we're going to do is we're going to write the rule out here on the left, then we're going to work this out. Now, I'm sorry that you can't see this violent pink as well, but I didn't want to make more copies when I had these from last year. Yeah, I made like way too many last year. I don't know why. I don't know why I do the things that I do. Yeah. Yeah, I love this set of foldables, so I guess I was like, yes. All right, so we have 3x plus 4 quantity squared. So what you do when you have a plus b quantity squared, you don't have to use FOIL. You just end up with a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Now we're going to talk about what that means. You have 3 steps that you do. Is that better? Okay. Can everybody see now? So the first step square the first term. The first step is square the first term. So if our first term is a, we get a squared. If it was c, what would we get right here? If it was d, what would we get right here? If it was 3a, what would we get right here? What's 3 squared? 9. So 9a squared. Okay, are we ready for the second step? The second step, multiply a times b, then times 2. So you do a times b, which is ab, and then you multiply it by 2, which is 2ab. What? Crazy. So if this was x and this was 4, x times 4 is? 4x times 2 is? And that's what you would get in the middle. The third step, how do you think we would get b squared? Square the last term. Take a point. Are we ready? Are we ready? Yes, no, maybe? Yes, no, maybe? Thank you, Miss Morris, for knowing the song I was going to try to do. Okay, now let's look at our first problem. It says 3x plus 4 quantity squared. Somebody's at the door. Just leave it cracked.
I'm sorry. I was one of those people at the door, but it's like Grand Central Station.
I know, I don't know what's happening. Leave it cracked. Gracias. Okay, so the first thing we do is we square the first term. So if we square 3x, what is that going to become?
3 times 3 is
9. There's a letter, children. X. Oh my God, guys. If it's x, you get x squared. If it's a, you get a squared. If it's b, you get b squared. If it's Oreos, you get Oreo squared. This time it's 3x squared, so you get 9x squared. Does everybody understand? Plus. Then you're going to multiply 3x times 4, which is, and 12x times 2 is, we should know what 12 times 2 is. You're sophomores in high school. What is 12 times 2?
24.
Thank you. The last thing we do is 4 squared. What's 4 squared? You don't have any like terms. How could you add them?
I just corrected myself.
Hey, you're not on air, Miss Esther.
Can you speak to her in a respectful manner?
I just said I corrected myself. The light is not. I apologize for my too.
All right, let's practice. Are you ready? Does anyone have any questions on how we got these numbers? Are you sure? Some of you have no idea what we're doing because you're not paying attention, you're talking, but that's fine.
You're not on air, Lenny.
Example A. Find the product. And this is on 23B. And all we did was move over to the right. So the first problem we're going to do together, we're going to do x plus 7 quantity squared. We're going to practice until our ears bleed. Alright, so what's our first step? Square the first term. Take a point. And what's our first term? And if we square x, what do we get? X squared. What's our second step? Besides Alexia. Say it again. What? Not yet. You multiply. Come on, dear. Read it to me.
You multiply B7 and you get,
Multiply the 7 and the,
7 and the X.
and then you multiply it by 2. Fantastic. What's 7 times x? And what's 7x times 2? Take a point, dear. Does everybody see how I got 14x? Okay. What is our last step? And what's 7 squared?
49.
Can we add any of those together? Why? None of them are like terms. Are we ready for B? Does anybody have any questions? Fantastic. All right, let's do x plus 5 quantity squared. We're going to do this one together. What's the first step?
Square the first term.
Square the first term. And what is x squared?
X squared.
X squared. What is the second step?
Multiply.
Multiply these two together, and then by Okay, what's x times 5? What's 5x times 2? And what's our last step?
Red line.
And what's 5 squared?
25.
25. Square the last term.
Somebody needs to turn their music down.
Should you have both headphones in? All right, number C. 4x plus 15 quantity squared. Gonna go crazy. All right, first we square the first term. So what's 4x quantity squared? Nope. 16x squared. If we don't know what numbers squared are, what do we need to get? Okay, what is 4x times 15?
60.
And what's 60 times 2? 120 x. All right, what's 15 squared? No. 225. Are you ready to do some without me? I'm going to put 3 problems up. You do 3 problems without me. Need a calculator? We need a calculator, don't we know where they are? So should we just be sitting there? So we have graph paper.
Yeah.
Help us write here. That. I'll keep it.
You turned it all the way down.
Yep, I did turn it all the way down.
I thought you said you shoot. Right?
Oh, I'm sorry, Henry. I was trying to not sit down and it wasn't working. Yeah, go back there in the back.
Okay, I know.
They're by those binders on the left. Yes. Yes. Next sentence. Okay. It would be 1 if I was thinking about it. And 6 squared is not 12.
Where was that very good? No, I know. I thought it was 16. But I figured that was alright. I always wondered. No, I wasn't trying. I already did what you needed to.
I want you to be able to read your own handwriting, baby.
Okay, now I'll do that.
Okay. What, Dolly? That's your middle term. That's your middle term, right? So the first step is square the first term. So just square this. What would 2x quantity squared be? What's 2 squared?
4x.
2 times 2 is?
4.
Yep, so it would be 4x squared. And then you do 2 times 10, and then multiply it by 2. So that's your middle term. You got the last part right.
So that'd be 28.
Okay, now what's your second step? So you would multiply this times this, then times 2. Okay? Yeah. Do we need another minute to finish?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I'll tell. That's not. You guys answer.
Tira's telling me that one. Remember, baby, squaring means you multiply it by itself. Alright, so for D, did y'all get 4x squared plus 40x plus 100?
Yes, ma'am.
How many of us got it right? If 3 people at your table got it right, you get a point. You get a point because you're just you chilling if you got it right.
I put 20 instead of 40.
Oh, why? Okay. Alright, are we ready for E or do we need a Mo? Alright, Bronson, you ready to tell me E? Okay.
Okay.
Tell me what you got for your first term.
12x squared.
What is 6 squared? 6 times 6 is 36. So you should get 36x squared. Now, guys, remember, when you square it, that means you do 6 times 6, or 5 times 5, or 2 times 2, or 3 times 3. Okay? Then, Bronson, what'd you get for your middle term?
Hold on.
You do 6x times 1, and you get 6x. Then you multiply it by 2, and you get 12x. Good. And what's the last term? 1. How many of us got that right? If 3 people at your table got it right, take a point. D'Angelo, did you get that problem right?
No.
Oh. I was going to be so proud of you.
You probably me right in the first one. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably me.
All right. Are we ready for F? All right, Tiara.
Okay, so you're gonna do 10 squared, which is 190 squared.
Mm-hmm. So she did first 10x squared, and she got 100x squared. And then?
And then you're gonna multiply 10 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're also gonna multiply the 2 with it.
Okay.
So you get 240x.
Okay.
And then you're gonna do 12 squared, which is 145.
Fantastic. Take a point. Did 3 people at the table get it right? Yes. Take a point. I'm so proud of you, baby. Did you have a question? Oh, okay. All right. If 3 people got it right, take a point. Now, do we have any questions?
No.
Do we need to do one more?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready to look at when we subtract?
No.
No, I think we need more practice on this.
No.
We need more practice.
No. Alright, so did you notice that all the signs are plus signs in here? That's because you have a plus in the middle. Now, on the second thing that we're going to learn how to do, we're going to learn how to do the difference of 2 numbers, which means we're going to have a minus in there. Now, before we do that, can anybody tell me what a negative times a negative is? Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so proud. It's like we've learned something over the last 2 years. All right. Now, when you have A minus B quantity squared, your final product is going to look like this. It's going to say A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. It is very similar to the other one, except what do we have? A subtraction, because there's a subtraction in the parentheses. Now, why do you think this B squared is positive? Because a negative times a negative is a positive. Because if you square this B right here, that's going to make it a plus. Now, you still follow the same 3 steps. So the first step is square the first term. The second step is still the same step. Multiply A times B, then times 2. And Troy, you're writing this neatly so we can read our handwriting, correct?
See.
Bronson, same goes for you. You're writing neatly so we can read our handwriting, correct?
My handwriting's pretty good.
All right. I don't know what scale we're judging by, but
1 out of 2.
like 1 or 2 year olds? Okay. And then the third step, square the last term. Are you ready to practice? Oh, okay, let me know when you're done writing. Did you write your learning target down for today?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
I'm talking about,
What's your learning target at the top of your page?
are you talking about I can simplify special products?
Yes. Did you write the date down beside it?
Of course not.
Okay, let's write the date down beside it. What's today's date?
27.
Okay. Look at you. Take a point for finally writing down the learning target. I'm so proud of you. Look at you go, D'Angelo. Great job, D'Angelo. Super proud. All right, now we're going to find the product of these 2 numbers. Are you guys ready? Now, the first thing we do is we square the first term. So what would 5m quantity squared be? 25m squared. Where did she get the 25 from? Because 5 squared is 25. Yay! Not 10. Because it's 5 times 5. Okay, then we're going to multiply 5m times n, and we get 5mn, and then we're going to multiply it by 2. So what's 5mn times 2? No, baby, we're multiplying it by 2. And we're going to subtract this time, and we're going to get 10mn. Now, how do you know if you're going to have a subtraction here or a plus sign here? Bronson? What words were those? Because it has a subtraction sign in the middle. Good. Take a point. And what's our last term going to be?
Where the last
And so that's going to be n squared. Can we combine any of those? Nope. So we put a cloud, a circle, a heart, a baby Jesus, and we get ready to do our next set of problems. Yay! Are we ready? Let's practice. D'Angelo, why are you not ready, Tater? Well, I am so sorry about your life. It's going to be a tough road ahead of you. All right, are we ready for example B over here? Example B says, find the product. And look at how I used my grid to keep my letters straight. It's neat. You can read it. Troy Bronson? No. 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 All right, the first one that we're going to do is C minus 7 quantity squared. Do you want to do it together or without me? With me? Together? Okay. You know, it's the same thing we just did, right? It is the same thing we just did. Okay. The first thing we do is we square the first term yet again. So C squared is C squared. Then you do C times 7 and then multiply it by 2. So what's C times 7? 7C. And then what's 7C times 2? Am I going to add or subtract that 14? Subtract 14C. And then my last step is to square 7. What's 7 squared? So plus 49. Why is it a plus? Sí, negativo. Negativo es positivo. Take a point. I don't know how to say take a point in Spanish. It's funny how you say it. All right, let's do one more together, and then you're doing them without me. All right, let's do E minus 11 quantity squared.
I got the answer.
I'm so proud of you.
That's it.
No.
We're going to give everybody a moment to finish. Are we ready? Does anybody need a mo? All right, Bronson.
Okay. E squared by 22E plus 121.
Take a point, Bronson. Great job, Bronson. Does everybody agree with this answer? Please make sure you have hearted, circled, dotted, squiggled, something your answer. All right. Try some math without me. What are you confused on, D'Angelo? Why? Y'all want to go for Elsie's crazy?
No.
Let's do it.
Well,
Y'all should have known what I was gonna say. Like, I don't. It's like we haven't been together for 2 years.
no,
Wasn't talking to you then, was I?
You said we, so you clearly.
Hey, Troy, take a point away from your team.
Oh, come on, don't be like that.
Don't you be like that.
Evil.
well. I'm trying to be, y'all can try to roast this.
All right, work out these 3. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
No. See, you writing too quick. I had to
Hopefully Austin is at home waiting on this video so that he can work out the problems.
Yeah.
Should I get these numbers?
Oh, you're on.
What's 25 times 26 times 2?
Yeah, I got that. 1,300.
1,300?
Yeah.
And then what's 26 squared?
6.
Thanks. Did we get them right? Woo!
Oh, nice.
Look at us go. If we got at least 2 of them right, take a point.
You got all of them.
Take another point.
Hey.
How do we do? All right, ready for homework?
No.
Did you say no or yes or no or? Not really sure what word that was, Tater. He said he said yes. I'm ready for homework. I'm gonna do my homework so I bring my grade up. That's what he said.
Excuse me. 4.
Four problems.
No. I'll send it to you too.
All right, guys. Well, wait till next year when your teacher gives you like 10.
No, just kidding. Bro.
Like, what if I'm not your teacher next year, guys?
Can we get 10? Maybe you are.
She couldn't be done like 3 years.
I would throw myself into traffic.
Hold on, does that mean you have to be I have to be your student again?
No, not at all.
Next year because I didn't do A. I
No,
didn't do part A.
no.
This is as far as she takes you, okay?
Huh, man?
This is as far as she takes you.
But it would be fun next year.
No.
Oh, it would be a lot of fun. Hold up, wait.
That's what you said.
Easy, Allie. Easy. Breathe, baby.